This is Saturday, January the 19th, 2019, and my name is Warren Wes Evans, longtime resident of the Ajax Pickering area, which is the easternmost sector of the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. So today and tomorrow, the weatherman promises a heavy snowfall for all of southern Ontario, which from one side to the other is about 1,500 kilometers, or 970 miles or so. But Buffalo and Rochester on the south side of Lake Ontario will, as usual, receive a more severe walloping from Mother Nature. A waist-high snowfall is not an uncommon scenario for them during a normal winter. Nevertheless, snowplows will be out in full force across vast Toronto later today and surely overnight. But this weather is ideal for staying indoors and spending time baking and cooking in the kitchen. Today I'll be making a large batch of nutritious soup, which I routinely do, maybe 3 or 4 times per year. This will be my first time in 2019. So early this morning I was out shopping for the ingredients. 2.56 kilos or 5 pounds of lean ground beef from Costco, and the vegetables from Superstore. Both of these outlets are very local to me. I have turkey in deep freeze left over from Christmas, which I'll be using for the main stock. In fact, it's simmering on the stove as I speak. So here are the main ingredients I use for making my special brand of soup. It's 3 cans of tomatoes, okay, and 3 green peppers, carrots, just go a little bit, turnip, watercress. There's the lean ground beef from Costco. Behind that is the celery hearts and beef broth, which I use for bolstering my soup stock, and 3 onions, lentils, and barley. Now, I'm not concerned about mixing beef broth with the turkey stock. By the way, all the vegetables will be pulverized in my Cuisinart because I'm making soup, not stew. So that's the ingredients, and of course there'll be spices added, and I'll show those later on the video. Okay, so I have my work cut out for me. The time right now is 11:56 a.m. So away I go. So this is my soup stock, which I'm preparing in a very large pot, necessary. So at the moment it's at a full rolling boil, but I will now reduce that to a slow simmer for a few hours. So it's at this point that I usually add several bay leaves into the stock. So they will be strained out and discarded with the turkey when the stock is ready, but leaving, of course, their flavor behind. As most of us know, or should know, bay leaves pose a definite risk to the digestive tract, or can cause choking. And there will be no shards of bay leaves to be found in my finished soup. So now, while the stock is simmering, I will pulverize the vegetables, starting with the turnip. The most difficult of the lot to peel and cut, in my opinion. When I was a boy, my mother often served us 6 kids turnip. It was a staple in our home, and my mom was not a big and powerful woman, perhaps tops 5 foot 2 inches. But it was only years later that I appreciated just how much effort she had put into peeling, chopping, and mashing these rock-hard vegetables. So here I go. So here's the turnip, cut up and ready to be pulverized in the Cuisinart. Now for the nitpickers out there, I fully understand that this is not really a turnip, it's a rutabaga. But when I was a boy living at home with Mum, we didn't even know the term rutabaga. These were called turnip. Nothing else but turnip. I think they're all called Swedes in England. Yeah, Swedes. So the turnip, aka rutabaga, will now be pulverized. So here we have it. Rutabaga, aka turnip, fully pulverized. Ready for the soup when the stock is ready. Now that's a lot of turnip, but this is a big batch of soup. Now on to the next vegetables. So here we have it. Carrots, and underneath the carrots are the green peppers and turnip, all thoroughly pulverized and ready for the soup. Ready for the stock when the stock is ready. I did have a larger bowl last time I made soup, but I dropped it on the ceramic floor here in the kitchen, and nothing survives dropping on this floor, not even plastic. It's split. I have to buy a new one, but I keep forgetting when I'm out and about. Anyway, so on to the next batch of vegetables to pulverize. Now I have the celery completely washed, cleaned, and the onions chopped up, ready for the Cuisinart. The celery and the onions now pulverized. This is the last vegetable to be pulverized. So here we have watercress. It's an aquatic or semi-aquatic perennial plant. Very low in carbs and very rich in vitamins, especially vitamin K. So I will now pulverize it and add it to the bowl. Here's the watercress, washed, pulverized and added to the bowl, and ready for the soup later. Next thing to be pulverized would be the tomatoes, the canned tomatoes, but not yet. That's the very last thing to go into the soup. The soup has been simmering for about 5.5 hours. I will now strain it into this pot, secondary pot, in the sink. The soup is now strained and placed on the back burner of my stove. I will now add 1 full cup of barley. Adding more could lead to a disaster. I learned that a long time ago. Too much barley will spoil the soup. It expands even when it's cooling down. So 1 cup for this amount of soup. And this is a big amount of soup, is more than adequate. Now I will add 2 heaping cups of lentils, washed. The instructions always state on the package, wash the lentils. I'm not sure why, but I just do as I'm told. So while that is cooking, I will cook the meat right here. 5 pounds of high quality lean ground beef from Costco. So this meat will take at least a half an hour to cook, and I will add spices just before it's fully cooked, not before. The meat has been cooking for about 45 minutes and is now ready for the spices. First will be salt, I'll add more salt to the soup later. Black pepper. Worcestershire sauce. Now I know the Brits pronounce this Worcester sauce, but I refuse to say that because that's not the way it's spelled. It's Worcestershire. Who could dispute that? Basil. Rosemary leaves. Oregano. Mix it in. I'll allow that to further cook for another 5 minutes or so. The spices have been cooking in the meat for about 5 minutes. I will now add it to the stock pot, and the barley and lentils will have been thoroughly cooked by this time. It's been about 45 minutes. I'm now adding the carrots, turnip, and green peppers. There were also carrots in that last batch. And now the rest of it. So the turnip, carrots, watercress, green peppers, celery hearts, lentils and barley, and the pre-cooked lean ground beef will boil for about, slow boil for about maybe an hour. Then it's ready for the containers and freezing. Now I will add parsley, a generous amount of parsley, just dump it in. And Angostura bitters. The tomatoes will be added at the very end, otherwise they will burn in the bottom of the pan. And the full container of beef broth to bolster my stock. Might not need it, but I do it anyway. So we'll let that cook, and I'll make myself something to eat. The time now is 6:51 p.m. same day. So the soup is now fully cooked and ready for the tomatoes. Almost right up to the brim. The stove is off. I've added the tomatoes, and when this cools down a little bit, it's ready for the containers. Ready for the freezer. The time is 10:05 p.m. same day. I will now watch tennis from Melbourne, Australia. I deserve a break.
First point, third set. That an Ash body's game, the type of game she plays,